The champagne fountains shimmered like liquid diamonds as my cousin Della made her grand entrance through the country club's gilded doors, 3 hours late to her own engagement party. She didn't just arrive late. She strutted in wearing my $8,000 couture dress, the one-of-a-kind gown I had commissioned for my company's anniversary gala next month, now wrapped around her like stolen skin. "Borrowing is what family does," she laughed, spinning for the photographers she'd hired to capture her moment. I sipped my martini in silence, counting down. Her fiancé Gregory took her hand, leading her to the dance floor, oblivious to what was about to happen. Heat-activated dye pack sewn into the dress's lining began to react to her body temperature and the friction of movement. The ivory silk shifted. First a pale lavender blush spreading across the bodice like spilled wine, then darkening rapidly into violet. Within seconds, the delicate beadwork bled into amethyst stains. Guests gasped. One pointed, then another. "What's happening to me?" Della cried, clutching at the fabric as if she could scrub the chemical reaction away with her hands. Her fingers, too, turned purple where they touched the dress. I approached, my own simple black cocktail dress a deliberate contrast. "Oh, Della, you triggered the security system." "Security system," she spat, panic rising. "Yes," I said sweetly. "The designer specializes in anti-theft couture. Invisible dye packs, triggered by heat. A little precaution after you borrowed my grandmother's pearls, my Louboutins, my homie's bag, all without asking. This time, I made sure consequences were stitched in." Gregory's tuxedo began to stain where the dye transferred. He stepped back in shock. "Della, did you steal her dress?" "I borrowed it," she snapped. "She's my cousin. Family shares." "Family asks," I corrected. "Family respects boundaries. You broke into my locked wardrobe. That's theft." Around us, phones recorded every moment. Guests whispered. Her sorority sisters hid their laughter behind manicured hands. Gregory's mother looked horrified. The hired photographer kept snapping, immortalizing Della's descent from glamorous bride-to-be to a purple-drenched spectacle. I pulled out my phone. "Would you like me to share the texts where I told you not to touch my things? Or the security footage of you breaking into my wardrobe? Or perhaps the receipt proving this dress was mine?" Gasps filled the room. Della's mascara streaked down her face, mingling with purple dye until she looked more like a tragic caricature than a bride. "Those were accidents," she shouted. "Really?" I swiped, projecting onto the country club's big screen. Della's private Instagram. Photos of her flaunting my belongings. Captions like "borrowed from cause #Soranotsari" and "what Juliet doesn't know won't hote her #family perks." The crowd erupted. Gregory's face drained of color. His mother clutched her pearls. Then a voice cut through the chaos. Officer Martinez, whom I'd asked to attend quietly, stepped forward. "Theft is theft, regardless of relation. Ms. Morrison, would you like to press charges?" "That depends," I said evenly. "Della, return everything you've stolen, or we proceed officially." Gregory's voice shook. "Everything? What else did you steal?" "Oh, Gregory," I said, turning to him. "She never told you about the storage unit, did she? Filled with things she's taken from family and friends. Paid for with a credit card in her mother's name." Aunt Patricia turned white. "She what?" The dominoes toppled in real time. Della stood in the center of the room, a purple monument to her own entitlement, watching her carefully curated life collapse. "I want everything back within 48 hours, I announced. "Every dress, every piece of jewelry, every item. Officer Martinez will ensure proper documentation." "You're ruining my life." Della wailed. "No," I replied calmly. "You ruined it yourself. I'm just the one holding up the mirror." Gregory's face said everything. "We need to talk," he muttered coldly. "After you change into what, exactly?" "This is all I have," she screamed. "Funny," I mused. "An entire storage unit of stolen clothes, but not a backup for your own engagement party. The crowd dispersed, gossip spreading like wildfire. Phones buzzed as videos went viral. By the time Della was escorted out, #Purple Bride was already trending. Patricia stormed up to me, flushed. How could you humiliate her like this? How could you enable her for 27 years? I counted. Every theft, you cold sharing. Every complaint, you dismissed. Well, I kept score. And the bill just came due. Later, my phone buzzed. A text from the designer. Best ad for our anti-theft line ever. May we use the footage? Of course, I typed back. Blur the faces. I'm not cruel. Just gloriously, meticulously petty. The ruined gown went on display in their showroom museum, glass encased with a plaque. The engagement party incident, a case study in consent and consequences. 2 days later, movers arrived with boxes, years of stolen belongings returned. 17 victims identified. Della stood by, her skin still lavender-stained, seething. Gregory gone. Job lost. Friends vanished. You've destroyed me, she spat. No, I said. You destroyed yourself. I just made sure everyone could finally see it. In purple. She stormed away. Patricia lingered, broken. She learned it from me, she whispered. I used to take from my sisters, called it harmless. I created this. Then fix it, I said simply. Not with excuses. With real accountability. Patricia nodded and followed her disgraced daughter. I stood among the boxes of my reclaimed life, lighter than I'd felt in years. The dress itself never recovered. Permanently purple, ruined beyond repair. But that was fine. It had served its purpose, a beautiful trap for an ugly habit. And purple, it turned out, suited Della far better than stolen white ever did.